Selamat datang ke Sukses, memberikan anda pengetahuan baru tentang IKS Malaysia. Siapa sangka, selalunya kita kata IKS Malaysia tak boleh buat tu, tak boleh buat ini. Tetapi, mana ada orang yang boleh mengeluarkan Papadom di luar India? Satu-satunya, mengikut pasangan muda ini, Malaysia yang berjaya melakukannya. Dan mereka melakukannya berasaskan bandar rawang. Cuma, siapa yang tahu resipi terbaik untuk buat Papadom ni? Jadi, masalah ilmu, masalah kemahiran, TVET atau tidak, aplikasikan pada masalah ini. Kedua anak muda membanggakan Malaysia ini kerana bagi mereka, Papadom adalah makanan se-Malaysia. Semua kaum tak kira di mana negeri makan. Jadi, bagaimana kita nak bantu mereka? Saksikan Sukses. Terima kasih. SME Bank.
Nama saya Anand Babu Machendra. Saya pengarah Sri Karokkar Agro Products Sdn Bhd. And he's my elder brother.
Ya,
Pichaiman.
Saya Pichaiman anak lelaki Machendra, pengarah syarikat Sri Karokkar Agro Products Sdn Bhd. Syarikat ini bermula pada tahun 2010. Okay. So food business is a recession-proof business. So we decided to go into this business. So we started in Penang, and then later on expanded to KL. Assessment awal ni, basically we wanted to, that urid dal kan, merupakan core product for the Indian product and also to make papadom. So to manufacture papadom was our vision. So that's why we plan to go into the business. And papadom is not is a product that is consumed by all races in Malaysia.
In terms of the Klang Valley, kan, sebab most of our business is selling to the retailers. So kedai-kedai runcit, pasar-pasar macam big hypermarkets, supermarkets, and their market penetration here dekat Klang Valley is definitely better. And our reach from factory, especially dari Klang, pergi kepada kedai-kedai runcit is we can do it faster, and definitely it's closer to us. And in terms of marketing also, it'll be easier for us to reach out to the kedai runcit and explain to them and sell our product. So it's actually more convenient. In a sense, is from Klang Valley, logistic point of view. Yeah.
Because our intention was to start a manufacturing unit. So when we started during the time of our inception, the dal production was not a very labor intensive, but the papadom production is slightly a little bit labor intensive, and we having some in terms of getting foreign workers for this. Foreign skilled workers for our factory was a little bit difficult on the earlier stages lah. So right now we are trying to engage with the necessary people. So hopefully we can get good response from the government.
Actually, just a little bit history about what papadom is lah. Papadom, it's a delicacy or snack that we eat with nasi kandar, that we eat with banana leaf food. And yang selalu kita boleh dapat, satu paket 20 sen, 50 sen atau RM1. You have the fried papadom. Tapi kebanyakan orang they don't know where the papadom comes from. So for the last few years, decades I can say, all the papadom is made in India, and until today a lot of import comes from India. So that's when since we have already doing the raw material of the papadom in Karokkar under the brand Karokkar, which is the urid dal. So papadom was just another product from urid dal. So we just have to do a bit of cukings and all that. So but we also had the missionaries from India, and we also needed the skill from India to do the papadom in Malaysia. So, but it requires you know, a process, flow, and a lot of things to actually make the papadom. Okay, in terms of skill, okay, in terms of skill, what it requires is you need to have the feel of the papadom, because usually in Malaysia, papadom ini kalau dah goreng, the mentality of people is they kena expand. So it requires a lot of tedious looking into the raw material, and also when it's processed, the papadom handling of the product, it requires that right skill, and the skill is only available in India. Why? Because they have been making papadom for the last few hundred years. And for us to come and just take the business model and do it in Malaysia is not easy. It requires patience, it requires the right skill to actually work on it and do it. So for like a single batch per se, let's say 100 kilos of papadom today we want to make lah. So we start the production today. It takes around 6 to 7 days for the final output to come out, where it is actually sellable to the consumer market. But in terms of the demand is actually very, very high. That means our production, we are unable to handle the demand. Why? Because there's so much of papadom is required in the market, not just the local market, but also the foreign market. And to actually increase the production is not the machinery that we have to improve, is more people we need to improve the production and to take out more yield out of the machinery. Papadom is generally, I mean, there is no studied, detailed study that has been done on how long it takes and all that. So it is just a process flow. So a lot of R&D actually has been done on the why 6 days, why 7 days. You know, it was just a process. So how do we do the testing? How do we know it's 7 days? Is we actually fry it to find out the papadom, the particular batch is actually sellable in the market. So we do all these fryings to find out that it can be actually, you know, it is the right expansion, it is the right taste, it is the right crunch before we actually sell in the market. So we know by doing the testing. So we have done many tests in the production. So, and based on our study, based on our R&D, it is 7 days, 6 to 7 days for us to get the final output. And the 7 days, what we actually do is a lot of time is actually put on the curing room, where the curing room is where the papadom is actually stacked and a lot of weight is put on top. So the papadom, the pieces of papadom is actually pressed hard and it cured. Why the process you have to do it in detail is very difficult to explain, but this
basically it's a fermentation process.
It's curing. They call it curing fermentation. So, but the days is based on our trial and error and R&D, and that's how we managed to get the right process method to get the papadom out into the market.
Before we actually purchase all these machines and everything, to have an understanding, I spent nearly about, I think about 3 to 4 months being in the actual traditional processing of making papadom in India, which is in Madurai, south of Tamil Nadu, where it's the papadom hub, they call it. So that's where it's basically a cottage industry. I spent 3 months working with them, getting to know the recipe, why this, the sukatan, you know, why all this was made, for what purpose. Basically, the difference between them and us is that is a traditional method. Ours is machine made. So that's why we are a little bit kind of a pioneer. I mean, we are the first to do it in Malaysia to make the papadom via machine. So we need people for using the traditional method skill also to run it, because the expansion and all is controlled in terms of the recipe and the processing.
So like every process, so in our journey in India, Madurai, where it is also my ancestral hometown, Madurai, and where we actually go and visit the factory. So every process, everything that we think that we can automate, we have successfully done it in our factory here.
In Malaysia?
In Malaysia. You know, whatever requirements that need to, you know, for hygienic practice, make sure the products are not on the floor, and a lot of things are actually where we innovation. We try to do something different from what is done in Madurai, to improvise and innovate, and we did it in our plant in Malaysia. In terms of market penetration or marketing point of view, a lot of all these papadoms are actually coming from Madurai, which I told. So, and they are all in the paper pack, and a lot of brands are there available in Malaysia. So it seems we are the only first papadom manufacturer. So we wanted the name to be, you know, a Malaysian brand rather. So when, you know, everyone looks at it, why, you know, to create the curiosity among the consumers, you know, there's a brand.
It should be a Malaysian. Our intention was to be a Malaysian product. Not from any other country. It should be a Malaysian product with a Malaysian brand.
Malaysian name, yeah.
Last year, our financial year is 31st March 31st March. So the last 31st March 2018, I think we clocked in about 10 to 11 million sales. So that is just the beginning, I believe. So with I think with the growth, I mean with the marketing coming, I think we should hit better revenue.
So papadom generally it is not just Middle East. It is everywhere in the world. A lot of papadoms are going to Australia, US, America, UK, and even Middle East. Plenty of products are there because, you know, it is a snack. You know, it goes with rice. Anything that goes with rice, and papadom comes in, it's an amazing food. So the market is there, and today there are a lot of products where from India is actually exported to the Middle East and other places. But for us to reach that sort of market penetration, you know, we need to go through a lot of certification process, and that's why we are actually, you know,
in the midst of we just got Mesti. Okay, it is the first step towards halal. So hopefully in the next few months or the next quarter we will be able to get the certification out. Basically, you know, we are giving them another solution. You know, there's a lot of people importing from India, and then they're having quality issues and everything. So since we are a local manufacturer in Malaysia, and then, you know, when they're having some, you know, we are responsible for everything, the quality and everything. So they feel comfortable providing, to making us as their OEM partner for manufacturing papadom. So that is a good credential for us. So hopefully we can, you know, that is also we can penetrate in the future years.
See, the papadom industry currently what we are doing, we have at the moment we already have what you call did papadom in a lot of different sizes. So we have released baby papadom, which is a 2.5 inch, smaller papadom, different dimensions, square, rectangular size, which is the papadom chips that we are actually doing. In terms of further development, what we want to do is, you know, we want to go into the ready-to-eat snack market, where we can actually sell the papadom like a twisty pack, you know, where it's just directly consumable. You don't, right now we have to sell and people have to fry and eat, which is ready to cook. What we want to do is ready to eat, where we can put it in a nice, like a snack pack, and sell it directly to the
flavored.
Flavored.
Tomato, red chili, pepper. So that is another game altogether.
Yeah.
Let's focus on this factory. Yeah? So when we are going to purchase this factory, SME Bank was on board. So they helped us in terms of the infrastructure, and also they also provided us a working capital to purchase all my raw material for us to grow this papadom business from this factory in Klang. So basically, SME Bank have really helped our company to achieve this stage, what we are today. We spent close to about, I think 10 million.
This thing about skill is not, what we want to do is we want to increase our production, definitely, because we want to meet the demand. So there's a lot of nooks and corners, critical points in the production that has to be overseen by these skilled laborers from India, where these people, particular people, they are actually not educated, and they have been in the papadom industry for the last generations actually. Generations, that means their grandfather, their family, the whole family is in the business. And these people are not educated. They are skilled laborers who have been in the process of making papadom for generations. So we need to bring these people. And these people don't have proper education for us to hire them in an expatriate sort of platform. So these are skilled laborers, we just have to bring them, and they have to be placed at a location where it is a critical point where we see to make sure the product and the quality is maintained at all time, even though the production increases. So, and even the production increases, we don't want to lose track on the quality and all. Because production increases, there's a lot of papadom we have to handle, and that requires skilled laborers with a lot of experience.
So basically, our vision, just to make it in a summary wise, our vision is to make our factory here as a papadom hub. That's what we started this. We want to bring that business that was traditional in India to Malaysia. So we want to grow it. We want to do everything from here. We want to export papadom from Malaysia. That is our intention. That is our vision. So for that, we need at least the earlier stage for the, as what he said, to maintain the quality. We need the skills that's been with them in generation to be transferred here. So for that we hope that the government can assist us to provide us a medium for us to engage directly with them without any third parties. So whatever the criteria they need, we will oblige and get the approvals for us to push this whole thing up. So that is our request. So provide us a medium or a framework to engage with the government.
I think in terms of foreign labor, right now I think the new government is actually working on the right policy. So we are actually waiting. We are waiting for what is the right policy, what is the application process. We are ready. We are ready to put in our application and to get the right process through. We are ready in terms of our documentation and
it's much easier. It's much easier because when we started the company, it was very small. We didn't. When we were just doing the dal mill, it was very small company. But when we expanded to manufacturing, it's really become a big unit now. So it has to have certain expertise. And being siblings, it makes it easier for us because we understand each other. You see. Gaduh, tak apa, give and take lah. That's not an issue lah. Just don't take it personal.
See, that is in the pipeline. But at ultimatum, I would say the next 2 to 3 years is. When my brother said papadom hub, I want to emphasize that we want to be the papadom hub that actually manufacture papadom hygienically, and that is very, very important. And it has to be emphasized. Why? Because we don't know how it is made elsewhere. But what we have done in our factory here, we have improvised at every corner, every section of our factory to make papadom hygienically, and we want to sell hygienic papadom directly to the consumer. So that is our vision. And in terms of our future plan for ready to eat papadom, maybe in I would say next 5 to 6 years.
It is. All Malaysians love papadom. Everyone. I go to Nasi Kandar, my friends, whether they're Malay, Chinese, or Indian, or Punjabi, they will order one stack of papadom and put it in front of them and eat it. It's not a, it's not, nobody knows it comes from India, nobody, unless we tell them, you know, that it is made in Malaysia.
And every time we tell someone, everyone gets a surprise look on their face. Then, oh, really? Really? Oh. But one unique thing is that, you know, like you know, when we have friends and all that, we have everyone come together, we celebrate a festival or anything, and we go to a place like Nasi Kandar. Papadom is a must. It has become a necessity. It's like a rice already. You know, you nak makan, oh, mana papadom? And everyone speaks what papadom is, despite the races, despite anything else. So it is a common product, a common food product already.